everybody, and welcome back to the Cup of Tea YouTube channel for a video. Yay, I am Katie. Thanks for stopping by. So I know it's like February now. I don't really care. You probably saw the title of this video. It was like, seriously? It's like February 2018, not 2017, not even January 1, first week of January, not even the end of January anymore. I don't care. So I thought today would be fun to talk about a bunch of different lessons I learned about myself in 2017. I took a bit of a break, an online break in 2017, probably pretty much all of the second half of the year. And a lot of it had to do with just trying to simplify my day-to-day. I wanted to not focus so much on getting a checklist accomplished. I wanted to focus more on my family, my kids, enjoying being a mom and a wife. I don't know, I just wanted to simplify things. I don't know if you've had that phase. That was the phase I was in. I don't know. That's what was going on at the end of the last second half of the year. But as a result, I opened up a lot of brain space to really get a chance to learn more about myself and how I tick. And I love that. I don't know. I'm the girl that takes all the online quizzes. I love personality tests. I love figuring stuff out about myself, and it's putting it into a context of, oh, that's why I do that, or that's why I'm not good at that. I just love that kind of stuff. So here are all the different lessons I learned about myself in 2017. I don't know if you can relate to any of those. If you can, if you see yourself in any of these, leave a comment down below. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. The first lesson I learned wasn't so much a new lesson, but it was like a tweak of a lesson that I already knew about myself. And that is, I'm a perfectionist. I had always assumed that I was the kind of perfectionist that liked things a certain way. I liked my silverware lined up right. Wanted everything had a place. That kind of perfectionist. But that's not really the case. My perfectionism comes in the form of doing things. For example, I have a zillion different projects in my head of things that I need to do. They're either things that I do actually need to do, or they're things that I would like to do. Capsule wardrobe is the perfect example of this. Capsule wardrobe. Let's talk about that for a second. I love the idea of a capsule wardrobe. I basically have one because I don't have a lot of clothes and I wear the same like 4 things every day. So I essentially have one. But a capsule wardrobe is something that I have been wanting to do for years. I love researching capsule wardrobes on Pinterest, reading blog posts about it, looking at Instagram flat lays of people with their capsule wardrobes. I love watching YouTube videos of people explaining what they're planning to wear for the next season in their capsule wardrobe. I love researching it to death, and I'm like, I'm going to do that. I have a board on Pinterest of all this capsule wardrobe inspiration, all the clothes that I would, like, things that I would need to buy to make a cohesive wardrobe, all of that. Have I pulled the trigger on it? No, because I'm worried I'm not going to do it the right way. What if I start a capsule wardrobe and I hate the idea? Like an official capsule wardrobe. What if I start one and I don't like it? What if I start one and I find that I'm actually missing pieces and I don't actually have complete outfits? What if I start one and I decide to share it with you on like YouTube channel or on the blog? What if? What if I end up not doing it? Won't you all be disappointed? That is my perfectionism. That is my perfectionism. The kind where I will paralyze myself with a project and actually not start one because I'm worried I'm not going to do it right the first time. Pantry in my kitchen. I have been planning to turn one cabinet in my kitchen into a pantry because we don't have the pantry inside. I have like shelves out in the garage and then like a cut spice cabinet kind of thing. But I was wanting to take one cabinet and turn it into a pantry. Have I done it yet? No. Why? Because I can't do it the right way the first time yet. I still need a few more jars, and I need to actually organize. And before I can actually use that, I need to actually probably declutter this cabinet over here. Maybe I should put those things there. When the reality is, if I just start it, it'll probably take me a day. I should just start it. Anyway, if you suffer with the same perfectionism as I do, let me know down below. I'm not alone. It's so funny trying to record videos with the stuffy nose. You sort of turn into a whiny mess. Okay, the second thing I learned about myself last year was what my love language is. Have you ever taken that quiz, your love language? I think there are 5 or 6 love languages. And anytime you take the quiz, it has to do more with like how you relate to your spouse. But I took it, and I took it a while ago, but it clicked that my love language also relates to my friendships. So yeah. My love language is actually quality time with people. And like a perfect day for me is having people to my house, sitting at the table, having coffee or tea, and just getting a chance to talk. That to me is like the perfect day. I love spending quality time with my husband. I love spending quality time with my kids, like having fun, like just doing stuff together. Can be something like an adventure, or it could just be something simple, but I love spending quality time with them. And so last year I learned this, and so I vowed that this year would be the year where I just did that more. I talked about it in a blog post in January, and I'll link that down for you below, but my word of the year, I mean unofficially, is joy. I want to choose to do things that bring me joy and bring others around me joy. Bring my husband joy, bring my kids joy, bring my friends joy, bring myself joy. Like, I want to, now that I know that spending time with people is something that makes me happy, and I know that makes other people happy too, why not just do it more? And so we actually kicked this off a couple weeks ago, last Sunday of January, had a bunch of our friends over, and we just had Sunday brunch together. It was a potluck, everybody brought something. It was easy, simple. Our kids ran around like monkeys. I don't know. It was just tons of fun to be able to do that with people. And I just decided this needs to be a regular thing. So anyway, I learned that about myself. And that was a nice lesson to learn. And I've noticed it's like clicking with all sorts of other areas of my life. Like, I enjoy spending time, quality time with people. Just need to make it a priority. If it makes me happy, I need to do it. Need to do it. My number 3 thing I learned about myself last year actually started from a book. I read a book. I don't remember the name of the book now. Had to do with habits. It was by Gretchen Rubin. Is that her last name? Anyway, I'll link the book down below, but she's written other books, and primarily her other books are around happiness, finding happiness, what makes you happy, yada, yada, yada. But she wrote a book about habits, and I was really into reading about habits last year. I listened to podcasts about habits, I read blog posts and read books around habits. I think I have a blog post in the works, like drafted, about habits, and I was going to write about it, and then I was like, who am I? I'm no expert. Anyway, it's just interesting to read about why we have habits, why we click with certain habits but not with others, what do we need to do in order to make habits stick. And anyway, her book was talking about grouping people into 4 different buckets, and how you personally are wired to respond to habits around you, and how like you best start them. And so in reading her book, I think that she has like 2 books where she talked about. One was about habits, and then the second one is called The 4 Tendencies, and the 4 tendencies were her buckets. And I learned reading it, I fell into a very specific category of externally stimulated when it comes to habits. So, for example, if I want to be healthier, want to lose weight or whatever, I can't rely on myself internally to say, this is your goal, this is what you're going to do, here are the steps, go. I can't, like, I'm going to let myself down every time. What I need to do is tie it to something external that will keep me motivated and keep me accountable. So joining a gym and having people like looking for me, or a trainer that's going to say that I'm A, paying for, and B, like will miss me if I'm not there. Like, where were you last week? That is something that will motivate me and keep me accountable, because I don't want to disappoint others. I don't mind disappointing myself, but I don't want to disappoint others. So because of that, like everything else around me is now like, I see it through that filter. Where if I plan on doing anything, I need to attach some sort of external accountability to it. Case in point, like perfect example of this, I put myself in charge of creating or redoing my church's website. It was an older website, it looked outdated and it needed a little bit of a refresh. And I was like, I can do that. I've actually qualified to do this. I can actually do it. So I volunteered myself to do this, and it took me forever to get it done, like basically 6 months to get it done. I wasn't like making an amazing website that had all these bells and whistles. It was just updating a website. It took me forever. One, because I'm a perfectionist and I wanted to do it right the first time, and I didn't want anybody looking at it going, oh, Katie, you messed this up. One. Two, I was having a hard time keeping myself, like, getting it done. But so eventually, like in the fall, I had to tell our pastor, I told him, I was like, look, you need to give me a deadline. And you need to like check with me. It's like, oh, I know you're working on it. It's no rush, blah, blah. You're busy. And I'm like, no. This is so it'll actually get done. I need someone else to be looking for it and holding me accountable to it. Because no one really knew that I was doing it except for the pastor and my husband. So I was like, you need to hold me accountable. Someone needs to keep track of this. So yeah, I learned like anything I do now needs to have some sort of external accountability. Always. I let myself down. Can't trust me. Nope, can't trust me. Nope. The fourth thing was something that I knew. I was like, something isn't like meant, like I'm wired in a weird way. And I finally like got verbiage around it, like heard a description of it. I was like, yes, that is me. The fourth thing I learned about myself last year was that I get decision fatigue so easily. Oh my goodness. I heard this on a podcast last year and I was like, oh, that is me. That is me. I even explained it to my husband. Like I'd heard it. I was like, I heard that I like decision fatigue. I get that. And I explained it to him. He was like, yes, that is you. Basically, our brains can only process so many decisions in a day. And the idea is that if you create routines and habits to just sort of go on autopilot with some decisions, like what are you going to wear, whether you're going to brush your teeth before or after breakfast, how many cups of coffee you're going to drink, how many waters you're going to drink, all of that. If you kind of build it into routines and habits, those simple decisions just get done automatically and your brain doesn't have to work too hard at those. And you free up decision space for bigger decisions throughout the day so that by the end of the day, you're not tapped out on decisions, and so then trying to decide what to cook for dinner is like, I can't do it. So if you have a meal plan ahead of time, you have the groceries, that decision of what to eat is already made for you. So you're not getting drained already by the end of the day. Does that all make sense? I hope so. Because I heard that on a podcast and I was like, oh, that's exactly. Because I get so done with decisions by the end of the day. So done. Like, anybody can ask me a question, deciding what to make for dinner. If I have like had a bad week and I didn't decide what to make for dinner ahead of time, or didn't get the groceries, or even I chose a meal that sounds like really hard to make, I get like, I'm just like, I can't. Or what do you want for dinner tonight? Even date nights. My husband, like if we decide like we don't need a reservation, we're just gonna do like a non-fancy restaurant, and it's like date night now, and my husband, like, where do you want to go for dinner? I don't care. I don't know. You decide. I can't figure it. Kids ask me something, Mom, can I? I'm like, I can't do it. So I have learned that routines and habits for me personally and simplifying what I do is just critical for my mental health and critical for the people around me, because truly, ask me a question at the end of the day, I'm no good. I am no good. This is why I've limited the number of meetings I also attend in the evenings, because yeah, by the end of the day, I'm just no good. No good at all. So big lesson. That was like, I knew something wasn't right with my decisions. I knew it. Thank you for articulating it. If you think you also decision fatigue, put some blog posts or podcasts down below that like I listened to, and that totally helped. So anyway, down below, if you think you also decision fatigue is not your friend, or is your friend, not your friend, but something you have. Whatever. So did you identify with any of my lessons learned last year? I want to know, did you learn anything about yourself last year? Leave a comment down below and let me know, because I think self-discovery is so fascinating. It's partly why I love listening to podcasts, because I listen to them and I'm like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Thank you for articulating it in that way. It is so good to be back semi-regularly. I mean, I'm not wishing, you know, I'm not saying expect to see me every week on here on the YouTube channel, but, you know, more regularly. Not 6 months. Not, you know, not going a whole, like, 6 months or whatever. I promise. I promise. Scout's honor. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!